Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Deck Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmaduel.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Deck Talk. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the basic combos that you could run using the Yosenju engine. Now, this one's really cool. I did an episode in the past about a Yosenju Kaiju type build, and I know that there were some other good recommendations, such as, just kind of throwing in some other pieces in there, even Gradles or anything along those lines. But I just want to go over just some basic combos that you could run with Yosenjus, and then I want to throw one other combo into the mix with some of the Kaiju monsters as well. But this is a deck that I've been having a lot of fun with, at least at locals, and been doing pretty well with it. It's pretty cool, just with the style of play. But I want to start with just some of the basic tools that you're going to need to run this type of deck, and then we'll start getting into some of the big combos. But the three major cards that you're going to need for your combos are going to be Yosenju Kama 1. It's the level 4 Beast Warrior, 1600 attack, 500 defense. If this card is normal summoned, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Yosenju monster from your hand except Yosenju Kama 1. If you control another Yosenju monster, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. Once per turn, during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned this turn, return it to the hand. Then you have Yosenju Kama 2, which is another Beast Warrior, level 4, 1800 attack, 200 defense. If this card is normal summoned, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Yosenju monster from your hand except Yosenju Kama 2. This card can attack your opponent directly, but when it does so using this effect, the battle damage inflicted to your opponent is halved. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned this turn, return it to the hand. And then you have Yosenju Kama 3. If this card is normal summoned, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Yosenju monster from your hand except Yosenju Kama 3. When another Yosenju monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add one Yosenju card from your deck to your hand except Yosenju Kama 3. You can only use this effect of Yosenju Kama 3 once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned this turn, return it to the hand. So you can see that these three cards, basically the whole name of the game with these combos is to have multiple Yosenju Kamas in your hand, but with the different numbers. So you don't want to run 3 copies in your hand. You don't want to end up with 3 copies in your hand of the same Yosenju. That could be a little bit tricky. But what we're going to be focusing on with this combo play is starting off with an opening hand with even just one of the Yosenju Kama monsters, but also having a copy of Fire Formation Tenki. Now I run multiple copies of this in the deck. If you have one of your Yosenju cards and one Fire Formation Tenki, you should be in pretty good shape. So what I want to start off with is Fire Formation Tenki. It's a continuous spell. When this card is activated, you can add one level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type monster from your deck to your hand. All Beast Warrior type monsters you control gain 100 attack. You can only activate one Fire Formation Tenki per turn. So what you would like to do is activate your Fire Formation Tenki, search out your cards. So say, for example, in this opening hand, you got a ton of other cards. It doesn't matter what you have, but you do have a Fire Formation Tenki and a Yosenju Kama 3. Okay, so you have the Kama 3. You know that its effect is it allows for a search function to find out another Yosenju monster that's not a Kama 3, as long as one of your other Yosenju monsters attacks your opponent's life points in some way, shape, or form. So if you already have your Yosenju Kama 3, use your Fire Formation Tenki to search out a Yosenju Kama 2, because its effect allows you to attack your opponent's life points directly. So what you'll be able to do is then normal summon one of your Yosenju monsters. So say, for example, then you normal summon your Kama 2, its effect allows you to then normal summon your Yosenju Kama 3. So what you want to do then is, in your battle phase, attack your opponent directly using Yosenju Kama 2, or if you know that you could get over one of their monsters and still inflict some life points damage, go for it, but I think that's a little more risky. So just attack the life points directly. Normally it would be a 900 life point damage, because you got to cut the attack in half, but because Tenki is on the field, remember Yosenju Kama 2 also increases its attack by 100 points. So you're looking at, what are we looking at here? I'm trying to do my math here, about 950. So 950 life points of damage, Yosenju 3's effect activates. So then what you're able to do is you could either search out another Yosenju 2, or in this case, I'd like to search out a Yosenju 1, because this is going to be the card that's going to get your opponent's monsters back into their hands. So then you get your end phase. You bring those 2 cards back to your hand, and hopefully, if you make it through your next phase, then you're able to at least get some more combos going. So what I like to do in between is, hopefully in your hand you want to have some other kind of stall tactic cards, such as a Torrential Tribute trap card, or potentially a Mirror Wall trap card. What I like to do too is I like to run multiple copies of Dark Hole. I know it's limited to 2, so it's a semi-limited card, but what I'll do even at the beginning of my phase, if I am lucky enough to have the card in my hand, I'll just clean the field with Dark Hole before I start getting into my combos. So okay, now because of your first combo where you used Fire Formation Tenki and your Yosenju 3, 2 combo, now you have a Yosenju 1, a Yosenju 2, and a Yosenju 3 in your hand. So what you're able to do with this is you could summon them in any order, since you know that with each time you normal summon one of the monsters, you can normal summon another Yosenju monster. So what I'll do is normal summon 1, then normal summon 2, then normal summon 3. So you have all 3 of them on your field. You can then activate Yosenju 1's effect, since there's another Yosenju monster on the field that's not Yosenju 1. So you're able to activate its effect to return one of your opponent's face-up monsters to their hand. So hopefully if they have a really strong monster that maybe can't be destroyed by battle, or it's just super overpowering, well, tough luck, return it to your opponent's hand. So this should hopefully help you kind of clear the board, at least, and open things up for you to just run straight into your opponent's life points. You can attack for 1600 with 3, because hopefully your Tenki is still on the field. Then attack directly for 1900 with your Yosenju 2. Then attack directly for 1700 with your Yosenju 1. So okay, next piece here, when you enter your second main phase after you've already attacked, or if you've dealt significant life point damage to your opponent. Maybe you even had another Yosenju card in here that you're able to really just kind of stack on top of each other. This is just a good combo to finish this game before your opponent even has a turn to try to react to it. What I like to do is then, in that second main phase, overlay 2 of my level 4 Yosenju monsters and bring out Gagaga Cowboy in defense position. So, just so you know, with Gagaga Cowboy, it's an Xyz monster, rank 4, 1500 attack, 2400 defense. It requires 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card and apply this effect depending on the card's current battle position. So when it's in defense position, you inflict 800 damage to your opponent. So this is it. So say you're within striking range. If you're anywhere between 800 life points left on your opponent's side to 500, it doesn't matter. Anything 800 or under, or something that you just want to keep on chipping away at it, then just overlay, put Gagaga Cowboy in defense position. Remove 1 Xyz material, so send one of your Yosenju Xyz material to the graveyard there. And then you're able to burn your opponent for 800 life points of damage. So Gagaga Cowboy is just an excellent finisher if you end up in a situation or a combo play where you have just attack after attack after attack, chipped away at your opponent's life points, but have just a little bit left that you don't want to wait for the next turn to finish. Just overlay, use Gagaga Cowboy, and go for game. Now I know that's one of the other podcasts. I think it's called Cowboy for Game podcast. Yeah, that's kind of their name. But yeah, this is why it's just a really good finisher card. Excellent Xyz card, and that's part of the combo that I like to run as well. So that's just one piece. And just as another quick combo play, if you do have your Yosenju 1 in your hand and any other Yosenju cards as well, when you add your Kaiju engine to the deck as a side piece with your Yosenju cards, you're able to actually get a pretty good combo play going on. So, say for example, I'm worried about one of my opponent's cards that can negate effects or anything like that. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like a Totally Awesome or anything along those lines. So what I would like to do is use my Kaiju monster to tribute your opponent's really scary monster that you don't want to mess with, tribute that monster away using your Kaiju. Then what you're able to do is then summon your Kama 1, your Kama 2, or your Kama 3, whichever other monsters that you have in your hand that are other Yosenju monsters. Activate Yosenju Kama 1's effect to return one of your opponent's monsters to the hand, and return your Kaiju to the hand. Well, whose hand does it return to? It returns to yours, because it was your monster. So that's the awesome part. You get your Kaiju back in your hand to utilize again on a future play, which is why this is just a deadly combo. As long as you have a Yosenju Kama 1 and one of the other Yosenju Kamas, and you have a Kaiju monster, that's the combo that you want to get. So, and this is just totally lethal all around. It's just a good way to just start cleaning up your opponent's monsters that you don't want to have on the field. So this is exactly why I like to play this deck. These are the combos these are the combos that I use to just absolutely keep myself in the game and hopefully go for a win pretty quick. And yeah, I've had a lot of success using this deck, and this is one that I think just about anybody, if it's played right, can hang in there with the best of them. So that's why, you know, this is just another good reason to play Yosenjus, and just another deck to add Kaijus to, just because. I mean, Kaijus are, you know, love them or hate them, they're they're a good solution to quite a few problems that duelists have. So, and sometimes it is the source of problems. But anyway, that's it for the combo tutorial here. If there's anything that you want to add, or if there's a more complex combo that you'd like me to discuss, or that you'd like to discuss as well, just reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd love to discuss it in an upcoming podcast. So again, that's it for today's episode. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.